get on with the show. Hey, we got so much that we're going to talk about today, but I want to start off with that camera angle right there. It's not traffic. That's normally what we got to start you off. Well, I want to tell you about the story, the tale of two construction projects. Right now, it is 7:21 in the morning here in Saipan, and we're looking at a beautiful day today. Hopefully, a car-free lagoon awaits us. But let's talk about two projects that are happening at the same time right now. Right now, the Beach Road construction project. We've seen this going on for extended delays over and over and over again. And it's 7:21. These are guys out there who are working on that project, and they're still sitting there, right? Well, let's talk about another project, NMC, how their project, excuse me, is going along just fine.
You know, in fact, one of the comments I often get from people...
Just mute the NMC music out of their video there. Now look at that project. At NMC, those guys are going to be done on schedule and on time because those guys are working right from the beginning of every day. That's right. They're already working. When I drive past there in the morning on my way to the studio, they're out there working already before 7 o'clock or just about 7 o'clock or, way before 7 o'clock. Those guys are working. These guys, I don't know what time they start, but that's the difference between the people who can get stuff done on time and people who can't. I'm telling you, the NMC project is on pace, on target financially and on time. And the Beach Road project is not because of stuff like this. Whoever is overseeing that project with GPPC is cool. Excuse me. With their guys hanging out and starting later. And that's the part of the problem. And I'm highlighting it just so you guys can see it firsthand. I granted, they would probably prefer, it's okay. It's not like the individual workers or anything like that. We're not exposing them for working late or something. I'm not saying they're working late. They're probably doing exactly what they're told to do. But GPPC apparently has no motivation to get it done faster. There's daylight, they're burning it. Go out there and work, guys. People are trying to get to work. And you see out there why it takes so long. I mean, wait till you see traffic today. I mean, that's going to be it. I'll turn the camera around so you guys can actually see what the traffic looks like, too. But man, oh man, just wild. Tobot, you had a great comment yesterday, too, about the vehicle in the lagoon. You're like, see, United? See what you're doing? You're making people try to drive to Guam now with your expensive prices? That was killer. By the way, you guys, I'm just going to go out there on a limb and imagine that you saw by now clips or the whole video of that vehicle that drove into the lagoon yesterday afternoon. And boy, oh boy, those guys not happy. And they disappeared. Right afterwards. They dealt with the police and everything. It's not like they fled the scene or anything, so don't get crazy. But they ended up leaving and just kind of vanishing. And as soon as the car got towed away, DPS is like, yeah, we're out too. I'm like, that's cool. I mean, what else are you going to hang around for? Still, though, a lot of stuff that was floating in the water afterwards. You could probably still go get their floor mats if you want. There were a couple of bats, some bottles, all kinds of debris from the car still floating around in the water, too. I'm not sure who's supposed to get that stuff after that happens. Maybe that's a question for Fish and Wildlife or Coastal Resources, Bureau of Environmental Quality, maybe them. What is it? BECQ, Bureau of Environmental and Coastline Quality, something like that. I can't remember what it is now. Yeah. How did it happen? All right. So great question. We'll get you a little bit on that. So when we spoke with DPS afterwards, they provided a real limited report in lieu of getting everything out there. They just kind of gave us something just to kind of tide us over a little bit. And it says the auto ran off the roadway incident that was reported just before 5 o'clock between Gold Beach Hotel and True Value Hardware on Beach Road in Garapan. Vehicle was traveling southbound when the 38-year-old male operator felt issues with the steering wheel. He claimed he tried to correct the issue by turning to the right. Well, he turned all the way to the right and ended up running off the road and into the water. So both folks were uninjured, definitely shaken up though, and no charges filed that they told us anyway. So we did ask the lady who was the passenger in the car, not the driver, and she said, hey, you know what happened? She's like, I don't know. Like, okay, there you go. That is your on the ground report from the passenger of the vehicle. But I guess, you know, the most important thing is that they're okay. He said, did he drive straight down from a shortcut from Middle Road? No, so that's not exactly where that street is. It's right in between. So the that shortcut by Eco Hardware or True Value is just north of True Value, like right between there and the Marianas I think that's what it is over there. Either way, it wasn't there. It was he didn't come through the shortcut and try to go across from Middle Road and lose control or something. He was just driving south on Beach Road, said he felt an issue with the wheel. Now, did people throw out a whole bunch of ideas of what they thought? Yeah. Were they right? I don't know. All I know is that's the official story, and the guys who were involved in it weren't like really chomping at the bit to get on the microphone. So, and I want to respect their privacy. You're like, you know, it's public. You can't. Yeah, I know, but you could also like be a jerk by being in someone's face right away. You know, so that's why I went for it. I'm like, it's interesting enough to cover it, but like, I don't want to throw salt on your saltwater open wound there, because it, you know, obviously that's gonna suck. Now, what I thought was really interesting, dude rolls down on a bicycle afterwards. He's like, hey, that's Angel's car. I don't know who Angel is. And I asked him, and he all of a sudden he's like, oh, I don't think I want to tell this guy who Angel is. And he's like, yeah, they're driving Angel's car, and they just walked away. I'm like, oh my God. I was not expecting it. And I'm like, all right, well, cool. And I did see the guy, he rescued about 4 hats out of the car that somehow stayed dry. Maybe they were like on the back dashboard or something. He went in and got that. Did his car start after that? His car, it got towed away. So I don't think that car is driving anywhere anytime soon. But it's got a bunch of front end damage on it. And what do they call it? Hydrolocked, right? I'm not sure if that's what happened, but I would imagine it's not a good thing when your car gets in there. And that they were draining water out of that thing for a while. And then, so even after they towed it out head first, or, you know, head down of the car, then they had to tow it with the wheels up in the front. So it was all leaking out and everything. Good morning, Gloria. Great to see you. Wonderful to see you. I was just talking about you yesterday, by the way. John William, I saw that comment when we were doing it live, and that was hilarious. They need to put the car in rice to dry it out. Dude, I was dying when I saw that. that was excellent. Oh my gosh. That was quality. Real quality. Loved it. Yeah, the Bow Auto Shop, boss man, see George needs a pay raise. Needs a mask, snorkel, and extra clothes and a towel in the tow truck. Yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when we put George Castro, he was the taxi driver on the camera. We talked about him. And the Bow Facebook page ended up seeing it too. And so they were giving him some credit. That guy, George Castro, if you don't know him, you go back and watch that video. He's the guy in the purple shirt and the black pants. Ends up taking off his shoes and socks and everything, getting in there, going underwater for a while, and no goggles, no anything. He can't see what's going on because it's all murky too. Trying to attach that tow cable to the axle or anything solid on that car. That is not a regular day at the office for anybody. So hats off. If you know Joe Castro, he's your friend. If he likes beer, man, somebody buy him a beer. Someone buy him lunch today, Or, it says he always works through his lunch. Somebody buy him lunch. That's it. George Castro, somebody buy that guy lunch today because he worked pretty hard yesterday doing a pretty awesome deed. Yeah, I mean, it's his job, right? But, like, whose job is to go underwater and who's not a diver or anything to hook up towing stuff? I mean, that's your regular day of work. I can't imagine. That's the first time I've seen it here. So props to him for sure. Oh, man, we have a story. Hey, good morning, Pete. Great to see you. Man, is that the Pete? Let's see. Yes, it is. Man, I'll tell you what, Pete Sablon, the guy has the biggest truck. When you see my van next to it, it looks hilarious. But he also has a great place where I get my haircut done. What's left of it, they make it look great. You guys should go down the street in San Antonio and go check out the Fresh Factory. Man, I got my regular guy there, so I'm not going to tell you his name because I don't want you to go and use him when I need to go. No, I'm kidding. Benji. They've got a whole bunch of folks there. In fact, they just got some new folks working there too. And then you get the best haircuts over there, and it's not just a haircut. It's like a full service everything. They end up giving you like the scalp massage, the hot towel, the alcohol spritz, the little arm massage with the lotion, get your back done, the whole thing. It is an experience. If you are just getting a regular haircut in Saipan, then you owe it. Somebody give that for George Castro for what he did yesterday. But I'm telling you, go check out Spoil Yourself. Ladies, you want to spoil your husband or your boyfriend or some guy that does the morning show. Get him a gift certificate over there at the Fresh Factory. You will love it. I'm telling you. I've been going there for years. And I couldn't be happier. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. They are awesome. It's a great place. I mean, it's really cool. You can't miss it. It's the biggest building over there in San Antonio that isn't a hotel. So go check them out. All right. It's over there. How can I tell you? It's by that old garment area where they got AYD. Oh, Penthouse. Penthouse is right next door. And it's the same place. If you haven't been there, give them a call. Actually, you can give them a call. And you know what else they do? They call you. No kidding. They call you to say, hey, you need a haircut again? Is it about that time? And they'll do it. Give them a call. Their number is 670-488-2121. That's the Fresh Factory, 670-488-2121. That's where I go. So that's where I need to go soon, actually. But it's the best place. Give it a try. And it's not cheating on your current place if you go try them out at least once, right? It's like going to a different restaurant. Give it a check. Try it out. Just see if their food's as good. But that place is great, so check it out, Fresh Factory. All right, so back to it. The big story that we got for you today is one that was going all over the place yesterday. I'm telling you, it was crazy. So if you remember about a month and a half ago, we had an interview with the wife of former President Johnson Toribio. Her name's Krista. She was on the show with us. In fact, here, let's show. So she was on the show. We had a good interview with her. Really interesting. If you didn't see it, you should go back and watch it because it was a heck of a story. I'm going to pull this one up. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Good. So interesting background, all this other stuff, the history of her. This was after she got picked up by local authorities here at one point when she was entering based on something from Texas, right? Well, enter yesterday, and we started receiving this clipping that people thought maybe wasn't real. Like a newspaper clip, like it's one of those pranks. Here's what it is. And this thing started making the rounds around Saipan yesterday. And it wasn't like a maybe making the rounds of Saipan. This thing was everywhere. And if you didn't receive it, then you might not know who it is, right? So now this story is interesting. So this is Krista Toribiong, and she goes by Dudek. I forget what kind of bird that is in Palau, but that's her nickname. And so it was reported that, well, first of all, when this thing was going around, people are like, oh, that's got to be one of those like fake clips, right? Well, I started looking at it. I don't know a lot about Palau. Unfortunately, I don't. I just know a lot of cool Palauans, and I know a couple of words and phrases. One that you hear a lot around the softball field, that's for sure. So I don't know enough about Palau to know whatever. But when I was looking to see if this was like one of those scam articles, like, you know, with a prank kind, I started reading around the edges where you could see a little bit of those, the other stories, right, that wouldn't be part of it. And I'm like, no, I think that's it. It says Congress meets in special session Tuesday and Wednesday, both chambers of the OL. And I'm like, I don't know about Palau if they have it. So I did a search for Palau Congress, and it's like the Okaril building. I'm like, oh, boom. So that's it. So I think this is a real thing. So then we reached out to the newspaper in Palau, and we got to talk to the owner and founder of the paper. So in this story here, it says the wife of the former president passes on. She dies in Saipan by suicide, and this thing gets crazy. So it says in here that she died on Thursday per messages from her uncle who flew in from the States. Now, first of all, this was supposed to be in yesterday's paper, which is the 10th, which means it would have been news that they reported on the 9th. Is there ever been something where somebody dies in Saipan on the 6th and is buried by the 8th in time for them to do a story on the 9th? And by the way, somebody flew out from New Orleans in that instant to get here in time? Crazy, right? So it said there was a suicide note indicating that the cause of death was suicide from a vehicle crash. And and they said that they buried her in an unmarked grave, and that the rest of her family is going to come to Saipan on March 21st so they could do a real burial. And then they go into talk about like the background of who she was and all that stuff. So that seems like a pretty big story, right? Right? I'm like, holy cow. She was in our studio. We met with her. We talked with her. I mean, everything was, no. So we reach out. So I send a message to her on Facebook Messenger, because that's how we set up the interview before. I'm like, geez, I hope that's not true. If it is, you know, we're sorry. We'll pray for you and all that stuff. So I called DPS, our contacts with DPS who deal with all the public information stuff and everything. I said, hey, what happened? He's like, oh, man, I know. Well, we got a guy over there checking out her house right now. And then he's like, oh, I just got a message. Turns out she's fine. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So she's fine. So the DPS is talking to her at her house here in Saipan, at her place. And so they're having a conversation. So I got confirmation for sure right then that she's alive. And then, so I asked him what happened. He's like, well, here's what I can tell you, though. There was a police report filed 2 days before. So on the 8th. So like, oh, geez, so what really happened? All right, so now we reach out and send a couple other messages, and we get messages back from her. And I'll walk you through them. Yeah, so our message, Holiday, I hope the news we just received about your passing is it true. If it is, we'll pray for you and your family, right? And then we sent her that news clipping. She's like, what newspaper is that? I'm like, oh, I'll find out. Then I did that whole thing we just told you about with Tia Palau. And then she tried calling us through Messenger, but I don't have notifications turned on for Messenger, so I wouldn't have heard it. She's like, I see it's Tia Palau, and then other outlets picked it up. Anyway, I can meet and speak with you. I'm definitely alive. I did, number 1, wreck my car. 2, have my phone stolen. And 3, get beat down by 8 people I don't know in a hate crime. They called me Barbie and white bitch all in one day on Friday. But I didn't die. In fact, last night I was at the beach. I'm like, holy crap, this story, right? Where else is this gonna go? And then we're trying to set up the time to talk, and I wasn't able to make that happen. I had other stuff to do too. But either way, so then I'm like, I bet there was a million messages. She's like, yeah. And then she sends me this video of her saying like, she said she's ending her day to make a video to show that she's still alive. I'm going to show this video from her Facebook page, but then the story gets even better. Hold on, I got to go back to the Facebook page part. Okay, so she's clearly not dead, right? Hold on. I got to change this so you guys can actually see it. Sorry, guys. I just realized. There. So that's the full page of that. I just need to change the source so you guys can see what I'm looking at. This is going to be the video. And I think I got to mute it because the music that she set it to was rather, well, I don't want to get like the copyright for it. But it's let's just say, hold on. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. This is it. That's the video. Hold on, I can get this other one out of the way. So that's the video that she said that she posted to show that she's alive and fine. This is after the car crash and the beatdown and getting your phone stolen. So I'm like, okay, so I guess she's definitely not dead. People are going to be going through their Facebook scrolling right now like, what the hell is Brad looking at on that show today? So that's the video, right? So she's fine and everything, right? So everything's going to be okay. She's not dead. She didn't kill herself in a car crash. And that's the end of the story, right? No, there's more. There's more. Oh my God. How could there be more to this story? Well, there is. All right, so here's what happens. So we called the newspaper and we talked to the founder, the owner of the newspaper. And he's going to be on the show with us today. His version of the story is even better because apparently, because one of the questions is like, so if this is true, or if it's not true, how did you write this in the paper? Like, how is this a thing? His story is really juicy. I need to take a sip of coffee for this one. It says, even that video of her is over alive. Yeah, that's right, Peeling. All right, so apparently, you saw in that news clip. Well, I'll put that news clip back up there just so you can see that because that's what factors into the story. Because we talked to the guy who wrote the story itself, right? Oh, come on. Come back to me. Oh, there we go. Now it'll pop up as a source, right? Dispensa. I just want to get this for you. There we go. All right. So now we're talking to Tia Bilal to find out what happened, where this story came from. Like, you founded the paper, this didn't happen. And I had a conversation with someone else. They're like, ooh, maybe they printed this story because someone was trying to kill her and they were trying to cover up and they thought that they got her in Saipan and that they were trying to do this in Palau to cover it up. Okay, so little context. So based on what she told us in the studio when she was here for the interview, she met the former president of Palau while he was still married to his first wife. And he ended up leaving the first wife and getting with Krista, this lady we're talking about today. So that didn't go over really well. And then, Palau is kind of a small place. That wasn't a really great breakup, if you will. And at the time, Krista was working at the AG's office, right? And so they tried to get her out of there and everything. And then, so it's a big deal, right? Ex-wife's probably still not happy with her. and all that other stuff. Over the time, she eventually gets declared as an undesirable alien. So she's not allowed to go to Palau. But her husband, Johnson, is, again, former president, and as Moses Ulong told me, he's probably like the best, most articulate lawyer there. He's going to continue his practice there. He flies to Saipan every couple of weeks, whatever. So I'm having this conversation with folks who are like, oh my gosh, maybe it was an attempted murder, because they said that it was a suicide based on a car accident and everything. I'm like, holy crap, right? Well, and then she says that she got beat up by 8 people calling her Barbie and white bitch. And she got into a car wreck and they stole her phone. So maybe, like, you know, the conspiracy folks who we know out here were like, maybe that was an attempted murder on her, and that's what they did. And so the story got to Palau, and they put that out in the paper right away so that it would alleviate any suspicion in Palau, right? Juicy. But it's not that either. No, the story gets better. Okay. So, now we're still trying to get Krista on this morning to be on the show. And she said that she's a little bit of a night owl, so that she's like, we could do a video call, but not too early. I'm like, okay, so I'm waiting for her to call in. So we're talking to him, to the guy who wrote the story, Moses Ulong, and he tells us, first thing you got to know, this is an interesting situation. I'm paraphrasing a lot here. So you got to know it's a real interesting situation. You've got some passionate people involved in this, and she's a little bit jealous. I'm like, oh, geez, okay. So apparently, the president wasn't returning the calls. This is coming directly from him. She's not able to get a hold of him, so she's saying. So he said that she concocted this whole thing to have a fake car accident and all this other stuff to say that she was on life support. Because if you look in that article, it says that according to messages from her uncle, Robert Boyd, we don't know who this guy really is. We don't. But Moses was saying when he was talking to that guy on the phone, because they called him to try to get to the former president because they couldn't get a hold of him. So they were using his phone in the conversation. And the guy who's posing as her uncle, he says, sounds all drunk or high or something. And that when they tried to, they said that she'd been in the hospital for 16 hours and the doctors have been working on her after this attempted suicide car crash for 16 hours. And the doctors say, you know, she's still alive, but they think that maybe if they could just hear your voice, that it might bring her out of it. So they pass the phone over to the president, and he starts talking to her. And then she starts answering back, why didn't you answer my call? Like, oh my gosh. So it gets to this whole thing. They're having kind of this conversation that she now just comes out of this coma or whatever. And apparently it's not the best phone call and it doesn't end well. Then they message that the publisher's phone again saying that she didn't make it. She died as a result of her injuries in the car accident. And he sent photos of the car accident and everything. And then they said they were trying to get them to send money to help with the funeral costs and everything like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And so all of that, because they were working through the publisher's phone from the newspaper to try to get to the husband, is how he gets all this stuff so that he could put all this stuff out there. And that's how that story got out there. So he told me that the story that's going to come out for them today is that this is all a hoax. I'm like, oh, damn. We get the best stories in Saipan. So that's as far as I got. Now, I'm giving you all that stuff there because we're going to have a phone call with Moses Ulong in about 30 minutes. We're giving him, because it's still early there. It's not yet It's not yet 7 o'clock, so we're going to wait till it's 7:30 in Palau, and it'll be 8:30 here. And we'll have him on, so you'll be able to hear from him directly. But I'm giving you all that now because it'll sound more interesting when you hear it from him, but the phone isn't as good. Like the phone is a little bit spotty sometimes when I was talking to him yesterday, but that's what I got from the whole thing. And that's where it is now. And we'll wait and see what it turns out to be after, we get to talk to her later this morning, because holy freaking crap. Yeah, Tamara, bizarre to say the least. No shit. Like, no way. So I can't wait to share with you that interview with Tia Bilal, founder and publisher and editor, Moses Ulong, in a little bit. This is gonna be good. I can't wait for it because holy freaking cow. And that was in the morning. Like that happened before lunch. All this stuff. It was fun to try to figure this whole thing out, just to even find out if it was a real newspaper story, right? And then everything that unfolded after that. So we got two more, hopefully, juicy things to come out from it. One is the interview that we'll have with you guys, with the guy who wrote the story, and two, the interview with Krista Toribiong. In fact, when I messaged her about being on the phone. Hold on, what was it? Said, would you like to come on the show tomorrow morning and break the internet? Because, oh my gosh, that is what's going to happen with the second part of this story. I know, Cindy, I get it. I mean, like, it is crazy. It's outlandish. I started telling them this, I picked up my kids yesterday, and between picking them up from school and going to soccer practice, you have the conversation, how was your day today? Oh, yeah, it was fine, blah, blah. And I told my kids part of this story, and they're like, this is a movie. This is a script for a movie. I'm like, yes, this is the script for a movie. And I hadn't even had the interview or the phone call, I don't think, at this point yet. So it was outstanding. It was definitely outstanding, and we're going to keep going with it. And we'll get you those guys later. So that'll be coming up at 8:30 this morning. Our next big interview about that story. I mean, can you believe it? And you know what? It's exactly what we needed. Saipan needed this story so bad because with everything that was going on over the weekend, all those WhatsApp messages, all the community chat group things like about China and politics and all that. I'm like, no, we needed this. We needed this drama to get everybody like something else. Take our minds off of all that stuff. Give us a little break. Give us a little mental checkout, relaxation, so that we can ease back into normalcy and have fun with everybody. All right, so that interview is coming up at 8:30. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Cindy, so like I'll tell you, when I spoke with Moses yesterday, it was a good conversation. But he was saying the same things like, hey, she's going to get in trouble. I mean, you can't fake your death and then ask for money. Well, as a guy I used to work for many, many years ago, used to say, Brad, there's two sides to every pancake. So I want to hear the other side of that pancake. I can't wait to hear the other side of that pancake. Oh, my gosh. This is Saipan. It is not boring. There's nothing boring about it here. There's a lot going on. All right. So that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. And that's how we started the show, right? Here's what we're going to do. Bear with me. Again, that interview's coming up in about 30 minutes. We're going to take a break. We need to take a break. Oh, my gosh. We're going to get you the latest update from the Associated Press so you know what else is going on in the world. While we cover the region pretty solidly today, we'll let you know what else is going on in the world and with the Associated Press, and we're going to run a couple of commercials. Our sponsors, by the way, make this baby go, so please give them some love. I'll tell you, Paradise Dental Spa, they have got the best, most affordable dental coverage in the entire CNMI. That's right. If you're single and you need, if you're single and you need dental coverage, imagine your dental coverage is only $4 every paycheck. Are you serious? If you are a couple, it's $5 every paycheck. If you're a whole family, it's $6 every paycheck, and you're in the most affordable insurance in the entire CNMI. It's amazing. Go down there and check them for yourself, though. I mean, you think it sounds good. Here, you can call them at 234-4040, 234-4040. You can text them at 785-7305. You can send them an email at paradisedentalsaipan@gmail.com, or you can check out their website, paradisedentalspa.com. The best thing, though, is to go visit them in Gualarai. They got the big orange building that had all the pickleball courts in front of it, and they've got the nice sign. Wait till you go inside and meet them. That is going to make your day. Give them a call, check them out, and find out for yourself why everybody's going to Paradise Dental Spa. They want to be your dental care provider. Who else can you say that about? Paradise Dental's giving you the gas. Well, not that kind of gas. You already know that Paradise Dental has the most affordable coverage in the entire Marianas, and now we've got something special just for new customers. And now for a limited time, Paradise Dental is offering free gas vouchers for new signups for their coverage plan. If you sign up for a singles plan, you'll get a $10 gas voucher. If you sign up for a couples plan, that's a $15 gas voucher. And if you sign up for the whole family plan, that's a $20 gas voucher right after your first visit. So hurry down to Paradise Dental and sign up for the CNMI's most affordable dental coverage today. These gas vouchers are limited, and with smiles like these, you know they're going to go fast.
Hey, I'm Coach Derek Cutting, the owner and founder of Laddie Built Fitness. So no matter who you talk to here at Laddie Built, everyone feels that they are part of a family, part of a group of like-minded people. No one feels judged. No one feels like they're being teased or picked on or looked down upon because maybe they don't know what they're doing. They could be brand new and have no idea what they're doing. They might be overweight or really skinny and feel very self-conscious about themselves. But at Laddie Built, nobody judges here. And if you ask anybody here that might be in better shape than you, or even not, but has experience in the gym, they will gladly help you through a workout and teach you a few techniques that can help you. So Laddie Built organically from day one, since the boot camp era, has organically grown this fostered environment of community and being a safe place, but a strong work ethic community of people that want to get work done. All I can say is that I put my heart and soul into it from day one. I treated everyone like that at the boot camp from the very, very beginnings, and everyone at the same time would treat each other like that from the boot camp era as well. And as we grew, as we got into a brick and mortar facility, we got bigger and bigger. I feel like people definitely just take this place as a home, as like their brother and sisters are working out next to them, not their enemy or not their competitor, you know? So organically, it's just the vibe here is different. Everyone feels very, very comfortable, and I love the fact that it happened like that.
I'm Haya Panjwani. AP correspondent Josh Boak reports President Donald Trump is not ruling out a recession amid fears over the impacts of his tariffs.
Trump has talked about a disruption or a little disturbance, but people don't really know what a disruption or a disturbance is, and that leads them to think about the worst case scenario.
A court-martial convenes for a Pentagon leaker already facing years behind bars.
A court-martial is underway for Massachusetts Air National Guard member Jack Texera, who was sentenced in federal court last year to 15 years in prison for leaking highly classified military documents about the war in Ukraine. Texera had pleaded guilty to transmission of national defense information under the Espionage Act, Prosecutors called it the most consequential national security breach in years. Now he faces military charges of disobeying orders and obstructing justice. His lawyers argued to dismiss the obstructing charge. They say it came up during his case last year and would amount to double jeopardy. The judge took it under advisement. Proceedings resume Thursday. I'm Julie Walker.
South Korea's military says North Korea has fired several ballistic missiles into the sea.
The launch on Monday happened hours after South Korean and US troops kicked off their large annual combined military drills, which the North views as an invasion rehearsal. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said the missile firings, North Korea's fifth event this year, were detected from the North's Hwanghae province, but gave no further details such as how far they flew. Earlier Monday, exercises began after the North Korean and US militaries paused live fire training, while Seoul investigated how two of its fighter jets mistakenly bombed a civilian area during a warm-up drill last week. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
This is AP News. An American college student is missing in the Dominican Republic. AP correspondent Ed Donahue reports.
The search continues in the Dominican Republic for a missing college student from the U.S. 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student Sudichka Konaki was last seen Thursday at a beach near the resort town Punta Cana. Her family in Virginia says Konaki was on spring break with friends. A police complaint notes the student's belongings, including her phone and wallet, were left with her friends, which is unusual because she always carried her phone with her. Konaki's father tells WTOP Radio in Washington, since she has not been found, they want police to investigate multiple options, including accidental drowning, kidnapping, or foul play. I'm Ed Donahue.
The U.S. stock market sell-off accelerated as worries built about pain for the economy. That's because of tariffs and other policies by President Donald Trump. The S&P 500 fell 2.7%. I'm Haya Panjwani, AP News.
Marianas. It got even better while we were talking on the phone, by the way. I'm not kidding. I just got a slew of messages. A slew of them, I say. All right, hold on. Let me, I got to move something out of the way so I can see it a little bit better. But wow. Oh, geez. I'm getting so many messages. By the way, so I can only log in to one of these accounts at a time. So I'm here on the NMI News Service account and everything. So I have to check my phone to see when people are messaging me on the personal Facebook side. And I just got sent a blistering amount of messages on my Facebook Messenger. I also got some good ones on WhatsApp, but let me tell you, let's focus on the Messenger part first, because holy smokes. And I need to send them from there. I can't open up both accounts at the same time or I'll end up losing the stream. So let me send these over to myself. So these are the messages I got from Moses, and he just sent me all of the messages that he had, and we don't have to go through all of them necessarily, but what you guys will, there's a couple of pictures in here that you guys will find interesting. All right, so let's bring this over to the screen and show you guys, because again, it just keeps getting more and more interesting, all right? Oh, holy cow. All right. Let's see if I can open this up. All right, so remember we mentioned that she was talking, or it was her uncle who was sending all these messages to the former president and everything through the publisher's phone, right? Okay, so let me go to the share screen and share what some of these images are. And let's see if I do. Yeah, this is, This is a little bit better. There we go. So that's from the car accident. By the way, look at that rim. That definitely hammered the heck out of something. Not to mention the whole rest of the place, but and I'm trying to think of where that building is in the background. And let's scroll through and check out some of the other ones. You see, it definitely bumped into something pretty hard. Okay, yeah, here we go. These are the messages. This is her uncle. I just arrived in Saipan this morning. She's got no code on her phone, so I'm able to get it. Yeah, so then she's like, hey, call me at this number and everything. And she wants to be buried here in Saipan on 21st. So this is somebody who's messaging to the publisher of the paper in Palau, saying that she's dead and that she's been, she wants to have a proper burial in Saipan, and she wants to have her husband give the eulogy. She's currently in the morgue. Like, holy smokes. Beach Garden. Yeah, I thought that kind of looked like Beach Garden. Well, so that's that, right? Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so apparently the number's not working, but I want to get to this. This is a picture of her in the hospital that they sent him, saying that she was she was not doing well. She had been worked on for like 16 hours and all this stuff, right? I think the occupied sign really does it for me. Also, if you're in the hospital and you're still got the lip gloss going after that kind of accident, like that's quality. I wonder where that is. All right, then back to the messages. And look at the messages. He had, and this is going to him, he had one of the most gorgeous women who ever lived. If he cared at all, then he would answer the calls and unblock her and all that. Like, just really wild stuff coming from apparently the uncle, who is apparently, they're thinking not the uncle. And there was another photo. Hold on. Having to use Saipan phone, got it today. So this guy is, or this message, who is coming from someone who's supposed to be the uncle, but does this uncle now even really exist? Is the question. And you can see all these messages. It's just wild. And this is why they wrote the story, right? This is why they put the story out, because this is all the information that they got. And I thought it was really interesting that some guy from New Orleans referred to her as the nickname from Palau, too. So this is really interesting. Oh, and so that's where they start asking for money, saying already owe the morgue $500. You can't pay for paying anymore, counting on them to help with the expenses and get him there and everything. And it's just, and there's more. They keep coming. These messages aren't done yet. There's another one, only she's dressed up this time. So anyway, that's wild stuff. That is just wild stuff. I mean, and you know, there's got to be more to it. Oh, what's the last one? The last one? So you know what? The other thing I thought was that is that supposed to be CHC? ICU doesn't look like that. I know. So the other thing is, though, so now if you go to the former president's social media pages, I always thought it was interesting seeing his posts. So like, I love my sexy wife. Look at us doing this and that and the other thing. I'm like, man, this guy's really into social media. And now I think that he hasn't been the one running the social media account at all this time. I think she set it up for him, and she was doing all the posts for him. But that's just my guess. I don't really know that part. Hold on, let me get a message. Him back. Okay. Wow. All right, so I'm just sending a message. Again, I've never been to Palau. I've only heard of how things work over there. And I heard the internet's not as fast. Yeah, Connie, right? Faking everything. I'm just messaging Moses right now. But I heard the internet's not as fast, and maybe the cell phone coverage isn't as complete. It's kind of like similar to what we used to have, or it depends on where you're at now and who your provider is. So we were saying that 7:30, so I'm just confirming. I'm like, hey, you're going to be ready to go to get him on, because it's wild. Those photos are crazy, right? Like, hold on, let me pull them up specifically instead of doing all those messages so you can see them. This is the wildest story. This is the wildest story. Let's see. I feel like I need to have a whole different folder just for Palau. No. And I think the Palau folder needs its own holy cow, this kind of stuff folder. Okay, we're gonna save everything to this folder over here so I can get it to you guys, so you can see it on a little bit of a loop. But yeah, it's so crazy. It is so crazy. And how would you rather enjoy your Tuesday? How would you rather, like, this is, again, that's why I believe in a higher power for sure, because this is exactly what Saipan needed. We needed this story. And just in case this story wasn't enough for us, we needed to have a car go in the lagoon yesterday afternoon. This picture, oh my God. Okay, this is the one I'm pulling up. This is really the photo I wanted to save. I wish there was a way to save all these photos quicker. But the real, like the hospital images, hold on. That's what I'm saving. I'm gonna put it on the screen again, just so we could do a little analysis. Hold on. I mean, we could break down the messages too, but I can't wait to hear what this was like to go through and have these conversations back and forth from Moses. Those hospital photos, though. Yeah, that one. Oh, I got to zoom in on that one. And I think I got to screenshot it. Yes, hold on. I'm screenshotting this one because that's the only way to do it. Like, this is the winner for me. Save. How about that background music, though, right? All right, anyway. Jeez. It's just crazy. It's just the wildest story. By the way, you guys, while you're hanging out, while I'm getting these photos saved and getting ready to put them on there for you, too, if you've got any questions, feel free to give us a call at 789-2323, 670-789-2323. Oh, hold on. Let me zoom out of that one. And then we'll go through all these different messages, too. Oh, my gosh. I just saw one of them that just leapt off the page. And I'm like, what the heck is this all about? Hold on. And I think that's the last one. Yep, save, right? There we go. All right, so now let me get out of here. And let's get into some of these photos, because holy crap. Let's open that up. And make that the screen share. Like right here. Yeah. Is this the teaser for the NMI News Service reality show? I could not write this well. This photo in the hospital is a real winner for me. Like, you've got, those look like hospital sandals too, right? Did that one pop up? It didn't. Okay, so it's only popping up as individual. So, and then the other one. Hold on. Like between the two, let's see if I can just get them both on there. Here, let's do this. Here's one. And let's see if can I share a second one? Yeah, let's get another window. We'll call this, and I think that should be, that's the screenshot, that's the WhatsApp image. There we go. So I could show them to you both. These are the hospital images that were sent. Just on that. Toba says it's probably at the Chinese birthday place. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, you never cease to slay me, dude. And then the pictures of the car crash. That's another one, right? So here, let's open that one up, and we can make that another shot. Call that the car. Call that the window capture. Car. And I think that'll do it right there. Nope. That one? Yeah, there we go. Boom. So like these are this is the life-threatening car accident. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't look good. Like, and you hope that nobody really got hurt in all this stuff, right? But again, that's just for the context of the whole story. The only thing that would make this even better is if that was the Corolla that went into the water yesterday. That's the one missing element from the whole thing. This is not, according to that other photo, it looked like it was a Mazda, right? I thought it was a Mazda. Let me see the front of it. Oh, man, I don't know. Come on. No. I can't tell. I can't tell at all. Yeah, I know, Jackie, right? Well, it looks like for the attention. But that's why I want to hear. I want to hear it from the source. Like, that's the important part. Okay, I'm just waiting for Moses to pop back up. Give him a call here in just a bit. But that rim, oh, you say, oh, I got to lift it up so you can see it. Oh, no, you can't see it as much. Because I'm looking at the other photo, maybe? Yeah, that's the other angle I'm looking at here. But the rim definitely hit it pretty good. But you're right, what you were saying, that does not look like it's a life-ending kind of crash. It looks like a bad, bump into something kind of thing. It looks like you hit the curb based on that rim. When you see the other one, hold on, let's see if I can't pull up the other one. Oh, that one? No, not that one. No, not that one. I closed out. Here, I'll get the other one up. But yeah, it definitely looks like hammered the curb for sure. And then bumped into something when you came up on the curb. Oh gosh, just the craziest life that we've got out here. Just the stories that are around. Here we go. NMI, where are you? Palau. And yeah, this is the one that really shows what you got. So this one is the car. Let's see if it's this one here. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Yeah, so you could take a look at the bottom of that rim. So to me, it just looks like hit the curb and ran into something, and it's like you just scooped into something. Now, the other thing is, let's see if we can't identify that kind of car. Because I think, new Corolla front. That's not exactly a Corolla. It looks like a Nissan. What would that be? Like a Nissan? That's not even an Altima. Is that Versa? Possibly. I think it's close. I mean, to me, that kind of looks like it. Yeah, it does look like a Versa, right? I'm looking at the grills right now. Let's see if I got a better window to capture here. Yeah, so it kind of looks like a Versa. It's got those Versa vibes when you see the way that, nope, maybe, at least it's not a brand new Versa. What's another one? Is that a Mitsubishi? I'm looking for any kind of markings on there. How about a Mirage? Front image. Does that come down that same way? Like I'm looking, what I'm looking at is the painted part, but just under the hood on the other side of the headlight. That little piece that's hanging off over there, and that kind of doesn't look like that either, but the lights, it looks like that. It looks like this. See if I can't, this is probably gonna take, oh, that's Guam Auto Spot, great. Just what I wanted. So now I'm gonna get them in all my search ads. I think that's it. Especially take a look at the notch. It's a Mitsubishi Mirage. You take a look at the headlight, that same little orange triangle the way it is, and how the look at the little plastic thing at the bottom, like where the fog lights would be, that's the exact same shape. The other piece is that little notch right below the hood by the grill, and the notch in the headlight. So that's it. So we know what kind of car it is. We know it's a Mitsubishi Mirage. So look at us being little detectives here. That's only aside the exit, not the front where the airbag will pop out. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, in these cars too, depending on where you hit, I don't know what triggers it or where it does, if it would be a full-on collision that would make that happen or not. But that's kind of like a little bit of everything. I'm just gonna send him another message just to make sure he's ready to go. We get this phone call to you. Okay, you could actually hear me texting him. I could hear it in the headphones. That's the phone that's connected to the board here. I mean, I could do a video call on Messenger. The only thing is that I'm friends with him now on Facebook, but on the personal account side. All right, so it's craziest stuff. It is. All right. I hate to call them just cold here, but that's what we're probably gonna end up doing. All right, so I'll tell you what we're gonna do real quick. We're gonna take a real quick break, and I'm gonna show you this daily thing that we have. It's called Today in History from the Associated Press. I love doing this, and it's just really quick. I'll give you this while I try to sew this up to get our phone interview ready to go.
March 11, 2004. Bombs strike the commuter rail network in Spain's capital, Madrid. The attack, linked to the Al-Qaeda terror network, kills 191 people and wounds more than 2,000 others. 2006. Former Yugoslav President Slobodan Milosevic is found dead in his prison cell in the Netherlands. Milosevic dies while still on trial before a UN War Crimes Tribunal for orchestrating a decade of fighting in the Balkans that killed 250,000 people. 1985, in Moscow, Mikhail Gorbachev becomes the Soviet Union's new leader. Gorbachev succeeds the late Konstantin Chernenko in the Kremlin. 1942, during World War II, General Douglas MacArthur leaves the Philippines for Australia as Japanese forces advance in the Pacific. At the time, MacArthur vows, "I shall return." He keeps that promise nearly 3 years later when the Allies reclaim the Philippines from the Japanese. And 1970.
Teach your children well, their fathers have.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young release their Deja Vu album. Among the tracks, Teach Your Children and Our House. Today in history, March 11th, Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Where discipline and vision is built, we lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. Be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
Wrong button. It happens. Good morning, Marianas. Holy cow, it's 8:29 in the morning. And we are just about to fire away with that phone call. This is a wild morning here in the Marianas. Oh. Here we go. Messaging him again now. And we'll see if I don't I might have to switch phones to bring him up on the because he's online. And that is a look at traffic. By the way, you know, we started the morning talking about those guys sitting around not working as early as the guys who are working on the NMC project. Just to clear it up, they are out there working now, by the way. They're not still hanging out doing Marianas things. All right, so he's seen the message. I'm just waiting for him to send me a little thumbs up. And I don't know if because he was talking about exchanging the messenger information. So I wonder if people in Palau typically use Messenger more often because of it. Let's see what we got here. That was a pretty nice little jazz track going on there. All right, so we're going to try to see. Can I get him on here? Let's find out. I don't think I can. He's not popping up on my my business account. So I'm going to try to give him a call on the old phone and see how this works. Okay. And this is going to be the main cam is what we're going to go with for this, by the way. Oof. Probably help. I'm going to try to get this set up. Sorry, guys. I'm just waiting for this little thumbs up to come back. I could just call him first, I guess. All right, let's make that call.
Sorry, the subscriber you dialed cannot be connected.
All right, so we'll try. Try him on Messenger. Allow. Trying a Messenger call.
Hello.
Hello, Moses. Good morning. How are you?
Yes. Good morning. Okay, man. Yeah, I'm driving now. So if there's any problems, just understand I'm driving now. So I will stop in
Oh, okay.
soon. But go ahead.
Hi. Well, good morning. We're on the show now, and
okay.
So it's great to have you. Thanks so much. It's so great to have you on the program. But wow, we've been walking it through with our viewers a little bit about like what the heck's been going on for the last few days. And my goodness. So, hey, while we do that real quick, first of all, Moses Ulong, thanks so much for being on the program with us. Founder of Tia Palau, the first newspaper in Palau. Are you the publisher and the editor as well?
No, we have an editor, but I do write, and then I also have two shows like yours in Palau, talk shows. No, I'm retired lawyer, but I'm also I'm a farmer now.
No
so
kidding.
I do, little things here and there. So good morning to all the people of Saipan, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to to speak to you directly through Brad and his station, and about this kind of crazy situation that happened in the last few days. So go ahead, Brad.
It is a crazy situation. I mean, that's it's just amazing. So let's start. Where do we begin? Maybe you want to help us out, give us a little bit of the history that brought us up to this, and just to introduce it to us.
Well, I tell you, it's islanders. When it comes to a matter of heart, matter of love and relationship, it's kind of hard to it's like private, and you don't go public on it, especially matter like this involving a high official and former president, and so it's and I need to to clear that I'm a friend of the president, and I mean we're like good friend, and we've been political allies and all that stuff, you know. And then I also know Krista well, you know, and she was in Palau. She was assistant AG. So I guess when they had to, you know, I guess run away to Saipan and got married in Saipan like 2 years ago, and so I'm, you know, I've been involved with them, you know. I know them, but you know, unfortunately, the Krista has been banned, you know, from coming to Palau. You know, she's the only American who's banned from, you know, entering Palau because of the was an incident involved her, you know, when she was after she finished her term as assistant AG, Attorney General. So she was listed, so she cannot come to Palau, and that's why, you know, the poor, you know, president, they have to keep her in Saipan, and then he comes to visit her.
Now,
so,
oh, sorry, when she got banned from Palau, was that just because of the divorce and everything?
No, it was some issues with the Attorney General between her and the Attorney General when she was finishing her contract. It was not renewed, you know. So there was some, you know, incident involving the two ladies, and then I guess that's that led to her banning, and also that you know, the president's wife is from a kind of a royal family here, and been married for a long time. So the divorce was kind of shocking to the, you know, to the community, to the country. So that I guess played a part of banning her from coming to Palau. And then, as you know, she filed a suit against the president of Palau.
The current president?
Yeah, for the, you know, to invalidate the ban. You know.
Oh, okay.
So I think the case is still pending, and she also filed a case against the president in Texas, you know, in U.S., and I think it's been dismissed. You know. So there's been, you know, a lot of, you know, issues involving her, and she's definitely a different, you know, woman. I think she has, you know, as she calls me her brother. I call her sister. So I think she has emotional and mental issues that are very serious. You know. And I understand she's also taking some, you know, drugs, you know.
Oh, wow.
Because involved in her situation. So she's, you know, she goes up and down, and I mean, and we've had some kind of serious situation where she called me one time while in Texas, in a video with a gun to her head, and said, "You tell you tell your friend Johnson to call me because he failed to call me. If not, I'll shoot myself."
Wow.
So I have to kind of plead with her. I say, hey, wait, you know. So it's, and the president has gone through he's a nice guy, you know. I think he's too nice to, you know. So he has gone through a lot of problem with her. So I know they're in love, but, you know, he tells me, like, when, you know, they'll be having such a good time, and then she just, like, snap. And then really attacking her for, you know, things in the past, and then, you know. So she has definitely has serious problems, you know.
Wow. So now that's all the context for everything to get everybody caught up. Now, this story we hit Saipan yesterday. This is how you and I got to meet yesterday, but we got a photo of the story that you guys printed about. It says, wife of former president passes on in Saipan from suicide. And, you know, when it comes up to Saipan, you know, everybody's like, ooh, what's going on? And so we want to find out what happened. And so how did that end up getting in the paper and all that?
Yeah, I guess Saipan is a magnet for some weird people. And, in the past, Saipan, I'm 75 years old, and I know I've reported on things that are happening in Saipan, really weird stuff. So I guess this is one of those that involve also Palau. So let me just kind of set the time frame of what happened in the past few days, so I guess the listeners understand. I send you the picture of her wearing this weird stuff, and then saying R.I.P. and then she's the most beautiful person in the world or something.
Right.
And then at the bottom says passed yesterday. And she sent me about 10:15 or something Friday morning. And then the whole day Friday, I received a series of messages that I've sent you. Basically saying that, and there's supposed to be an uncle who flew in from the United States last Friday because his niece has passed away. Has died by crashing her car. Suicide because the husband, accusing the husband of blagging her phone for the last 1 week or so. That drove her to commit suicide. So this was serious. So then he called me, and then he sent me all these messages. Please contact the husband because we've been trying to get him for the whole day. So Friday about 5 o'clock, I finally located him because he had a court case. And then I told him, and then he was so busy, so I said, okay, we'll meet at 7. So at 7 o'clock we met, and then because I told the guy that I'll get him to talk to you. So he called me up. So while sitting across him, I gave my phone to the president to talk to him. So when he took, he was, this guy is a friend of mine for many years, and his face is just kind of, what, So it was one of those times that I have seen him really kind of sad and kind of bent his head down. And then a few minutes later, then the guy called and said, well, you can talk to her. The doctor says if you whisper to her ear, maybe she can wake up because they've been trying to revive her for the last 16 hours. This is a guy speaking.
Wow.
So he stepped aside and then talked to her, whispered to her ear, and then she talked back, kind of, slow voice, because she was they were close to me, few feet away. So then he concluded that he received a message that she died. The next day, the uncle called and sent a message that she's already dead, and then he's gonna find to bury her in Saipan in the unmarked grave, and then they asked the president for all the expenses. He outlined how much it's gonna cost. And then he said on March 21st, the family will come, the children come from Norway and from the States, they come to Saipan to have service and give her a decent burial. So on Saturday, we met, and then with the president and so we were sitting and I called her. I said, let me just call her. Because the numbers that she has is I guess it's assigned for the president. So like when you touch it, then it comes to his face, It's his account. So when I called her, then she opened her phone, and then I heard her talking to somebody.
Oh.
So I said, this lady is. So when I said, hey, this is your brother, Moses. Then she stopped. And then we got the message. Then the uncle again called us, called me, and then sent all kind of series of messages accusing Johnson of assisting suicide, which is a crime. That they have, he has filed a complaint in the Saipan police against him, and man, I mean, this is bad, as you can see in the message I sent you. So that's why I want to believe that it's not true, because the kind of weird, the evidence. When you practice law for a long time, you kind of get to know see a fake crime when you see one.
Mm-hmm.
But but then this guy talks like with authority, and the messages are really straight. So that's why I said, look. So I talked to him, and then that's why we released a story. So I was also very careful not to, some things that were in the message that just not worth, reporting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of those
that's why
messages
when,
were
like
wild.
yesterday I received a message from the police that they talked to her. So now I said, okay. So now we believe that it's true. She didn't die,
Right.
and then she sent like a message yesterday or in the Facebook or social media that why she died and nobody ever told her. So look, frankly, this woman is a good friend of mine, but I think she's a psycho. And the president is afraid for his life.
Wow.
I tell you. He doesn't want to come to Saipan. I mean, because she has told him. She told him, I can kill you.
Oh my gosh.
And then she has that case. I think you interview her on that case in Texas when she put a gun, at the neighbor's house or something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is serious. This is serious. I don't know. Because I'm their friend, and he's our president, and he's also my relative. I feel really bad because men like you, and we've been through all the shit, especially with women and stuff like. There's some like drama in our lives. It's serious, but So especially when you're old and like him, he's like 77, 78.
Wow.
It's kind of a sad situation, But I know there's sincerely in love, I know it. I've seen it,
Wow. That
So
makes
what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do indeed? That's wow. But now, so he fears for his life from her?
What? Come again?
You said like he's afraid, he's fearful like for his life with her, so he's not going to be coming back?
Yeah. I mean, this because I mean, what the kind of stuff that he told me about the episodes. Oh my God! I mean, this is really. I mean, such a wrenching experience. I said, "What? Why are you involved? Why don't you just break? But the matter of heart. I tell you, I watched this 48 hours the TV series and these cases in U.S.
Mm-hmm.
and I said, oh my goodness, it's just like if it's just happening in this situation.
This is.
But I think now maybe it's a blessing now that it happened, so that they can she can move on, with her life. Oh, and by the way, he showed me the picture of her wrist, like she got her wrist and took a picture on Friday and sent it to him.
Whoa.
So I look at it and I said, oh man, this is weird, So I don't know. You interviewed her also before, right?
Yes, she was in the studio. She was sitting just to my left, and while she was speaking, right in front of me on the other side of the camera was the former president.
Yeah. In Palau, it's kind of it's a bizarre situation. So even the relatives and the friends and people are kind of shaking their head. And how do you deal with this kind of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, this guy is such a respectful fellow from a big family in Palau. They're involved in the church, Seventh-day Adventist. Their big name, their father was the founder of the church. They have his brothers, and they're really, extraordinary family in Palau, And so, and he's their head of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And very well respected, but when something like this, what do you do? Because even the relatives, they start calling, why don't you get together and help him for the death of his wife?
Yeah, my gosh. I mean, I can't. It's hard for me to fathom, like they did this. They got married like 2 years ago, but how long ago? Like when did they meet? Like how many years ago was that when they split up? The original, the president with his original.
I think they met when she was still the assistant attorney general. I think at the end of her term, I think they met. That's what they met. So that's about like 4 years ago.
Wow. And he had been married to his original wife for how long?
About 50 years.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, it's, but I mean, men, you can be too old, but still fall in love with,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hear
another
you.
woman. Yeah. There was, I have to say that, it was, classic love affair, But this turn of events, and I think she's sick, And then this morning she just sent me a photo. I don't know whether I sent you or not, of her dancing nude, half nude. I said, what the hell is this?
What? She sent another one?
Yeah, this morning.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely.
You saw it.
Yeah, I saw the video for sure. We showed it this morning too, because it's so like the message that we got from her last night. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. It was boom, boom, boom. Said, yeah, there were 1 million messages and calls, so I'm ending my day at the beach making a video to show I'm alive and well. And then we showed the video.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
I tell you this. I have never seen my friend traumatized like this.
Really?
I mean, last Friday in evening, he started drinking wine, but he stopped drinking wine for years and years, finally. And then, I mean, Saturday I met him. He was wearing black. I mean, this guy was traumatized, but he's a lawyer. He's the best lawyer in town and the oldest one, so a lot of experience. But he was, he was a public defender was the only Micronesian who became public defender during the transitory time. And he has defended, the chief from the marshals, one of the high chiefs who killed his wife, and he did one of Kabua, and then he defended him and he got him off the hook.
No kidding.
So I mean, he's a top lawyer, you know. So but this one, I guess, it really doesn't matter, you know, how intelligent you are and stuff like that. And when this matter of love turned, upside down, can drive you crazy. Yeah?
No
but
kidding.
now he feels okay because now he knows it's a fact that she didn't die.
Right. So has she spoken with him since now that he knows she's alive? Has she had that conversation with him?
No.
Wow.
She's blocked from contacting him.
No kidding. Wow. This is just the wildest story.
Yeah, I mean, this can be a whole entire episode in the television. I mean, this is crazy.
I think it's more than just one episode. This is going to be the best episode of some TV show. Was it Law and Order Micronesia?
Yes. Yeah. but the thing is this, who is that guy? He must have paid some guy over there, to call me and him.
Yeah, somebody had to be on the phone.
Uncle, Robert Boyd, he says, So I asked him, and then when he first talked to me about 5 p.m. on Friday, it sounds like he was kind of drunk or high. So I said, "Can you speak again?" And then, so who are you? And and then he sent me a message that he's the uncle from, he's a police sergeant at New Orleans, and he's an uncle, and that this is his best niece, so all that. And then he talked to the president, and they gave it on conversation but he moved away a little bit away from me, and then I was talking to him.
Wow, that's the kind of
who's
phone
that
call.
guy? I mean, we want to look for him.
Mm-hmm.
This guy. I think this is a crime, right? This is a crime.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, you're actively participating in a false death reporting and trying. It sounds like a scam to try to get. They were asking for expenses, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of money, and then saying that they have this service on March 21st, which I think fall next week. And then they want him to come and pay all the expenses and all that stuff. And I think basically she wants to get him to Saipan.
Yeah.
Because they blocked her because he was involved in several trials and legal brief, in Palau. And then she was calling literally, day and night. So she was blocked. So it's and that's what he's accused now of causing her death, her suicide, by blocking her.
Wow.
And basically like contributing to her suicide.
The depression, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
then saying that.
I saw the pictures that you sent me of that car crash, and that definitely doesn't look like one of those car crashes. And those photos from the hospital, we were looking at that too. Like, she still had lip gloss on.
Yeah. She was laying in bed, and she kind of doesn't look dead.
Well, and if you look at that too, if it's the same room anyway, that photo, that bed is up against the wall. It looks like a selfie. Like that one where she's got the hospital gown on, and then you see the one where she's got probably what she went to the hospital wearing. But that other one now looks like a selfie because it's right up against the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's a hospital selfie.
So why don't you get her?
Oh, no, I'm trying.
Why don't you?
So she's...
ask her to come. Oh,
I am, for sure. So we'll find out how that works. She said that she messaged me saying, hey, we could do a video call, but not too early. I'm a night owl. So I'm like, okay, so we'll just do it a little bit later. It's going to make it for a little more interesting day for me today. And so I'm going to be, I'll be doing that for sure.
Yeah, you know, this is one of the messages that her supposed uncle sent to me. And let me read it. It says, my niece told me while she lay dying that in the days leading to her the suicide, she told Johnson via phone that she was suicidal and needed help. He knows we have several suicides in our family. That's what the uncle says, you know, sent to me. You know, and you know, as you see on those 2 pages of message. And by the way, yesterday I went to check I opened the message and checked, and she already deleted all of them.
Oh.
So, but I guess she did not know that, you know, I'm also a lawyer. So when I received them, I copied them. Yeah, so I have all the evidence. So I gave to the president last night, you know.
Yeah.
With a copy of this message, you know.
Yeah, I wonder,
oh boy.
I wonder what the next step is for him. Like you said, what are you going to do? You said that you know, you've seen them. They seem like in love, and then just these kind of things happen.
But I mean, he told me he fears for his life if he returns to Saipan.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, he's you know, and you know these things. You know, if because she said like she can be so loving and so nice, but next minute she turns monster. You know, I mean, it just, and then you know, people like that, you know, kind of moody people, and especially when the woman is possessive and in love, it's dangerous.
Oh. Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen is he's going to file a suit for, you know, divorce, and he has ground for it, you know. So I think if you see her, tell her that, you know, now that I guess she wants, maybe she didn't want to, instead of getting the relationship close, she has now caused you know, the split. And then because all the messages that we've read, all the messages, it's all from her.
Yeah. So are they that uncle, the supposed uncle? They're messaging you on Facebook?
Yeah. Using the Johnson's account, apparently. So you know, we don't understand this technical stuff. But Johnson has an account, you know, messenger account with her photo wearing tie and his face.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, she has hijacked that account. So if you send message to that account, then she's the one who gets it, and Johnson doesn't get it.
Oh, I got it. I understand. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a weird situation. So all this time, I thought I'm sending message to Johnson, but she's the one who's been getting. You know.
No kidding.
So she gets all the message from, I guess, everybody to Johnson sent to that account. And he does not know.
Wow. This story gets more and more interesting. This is maybe you got to get the former president. He needs to get WhatsApp, and that way he'll get it directly on his phone.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So, thanks a lot, and I'm sorry I have to, you know, we have to disturb the calm Saipan situation with this kind of excitement, but it's a weird stuff because I mean legally, I mean, how are they gonna insist there? she cannot go to U.S. because there's a pending warrant against her.
Mm-hmm.
She cannot come to Palau. And if she stay there, and I guess they divorce. She just has to find her way through, to move forward. Because she worked in American Samoa after Palau, and then I think less than 1 year she resigned and left.
Well, and then that leaves another question. Did she expose herself to charges for trying to get, faking her death and trying to get money by using, would those be federal charges by doing it, over the internet and everything as well?
Yeah, that's right.
Man, it's just more and more juicy. Yeah, and one of the commenters just said, "Will there be a season 2?"
Hey, why don't we? Maybe I'll talk to him, and we offer a reward for whoever can locate that fake uncle.
Yes. Who is the fake uncle?
Yeah, who's? Then we put our announcement publicly in Saipan, and then said, Palau former president pay so much for any information leading to identifying the guy. Because I think it should be sold too.
Who is Richard Boyd is the question, right? And the reward should be a storyboard that can talk about the whole story of this. That leads the end of the storyboard is finding who this guy is. So you got to get.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot. And then anytime you can call me, and then if I have update, definitely the second newspaper in Palau is going to front page this story, and then we'll also carry it in on Thursday issue, and then we're going to have a special news break.
Wow!
Today, one of the two stations here about this case to update the people, because it's the biggest thing in town, biggest news,
It is. So I'll ask you, when we get off the phone, can you send me a link to the show that you do? I know it's in Palauan, so I'm probably not going to understand a whole lot, but I know that if you have guests that you'll do it in English. But if you could send me the link to the show, that would be great. And then when you come out with this in the paper, if you could take a picture of the paper so I could get that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much. And Ulong, for your time and for your generous amount of your time and your conversation. And it's been really great getting to meet you and speak with you the last couple of days.
Okay, then when I come to Saipan one of these days, I'll stop by and maybe we can do some thing in the area.
Yeah, well, you got to come over here, and then we'll go grab some lunch. And if you like beverages, we'll get some beverages too. Got to make sure you stay hydrated.
Okay.
All right.
Take care. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. All right. That's Moses Ulong, all the way from Bilao, on the phone with us for the past segment. Holy cow. Is that not the most wild story that we have going on in Saipan? Holy cow. It says maybe Moses can interview you, Brad, on his show. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be awesome. You know what's really cool, Tamara, is that that Moses, again, they do the show online, and it's in Palauan. But if they have a guest who is like someone who doesn't speak Palauan, they'll speak it in English, which is cool. So I can hang out and do all that. But that would be great. But wow, that's a heck of a day for the show. That's for sure. So I'm only hanging on here a little bit longer just to see if we can't get, if we can still. Oh, geez, sorry about that. If we can't still get her on the show with us. I believe there's more. Oh, wait, let's see. Oh, man, you guys with the great news tips on this, too. I love it. All you guys sending me other tidbits about this story. on on WhatsApp and on Messenger right now. You guys are the best. So I'll add more to that when I get more to the story. But you guys were just outstanding. And there's a lot to get to. My gosh. And it was primarily a one-story show today, right? I mean, this was pretty much it, but it's juicy. It's the story that everybody wants to talk about and everyone's interested in. Oh, Tobot, that's a great idea. Gloria, that's great. That is so great. Man. Well, that's I think that's going to wrap it up. If we do get a message, get ready. If we do get a message where we could still do that interview, we're going to do it. If she's available to do it sometime today. And then we'll go for it. And I'm going to reach out to a couple of you who have sent me some messages saying that you want me to chat you up because you got more info about it. Well, I'm going to do that. But what a show. The whole time, we didn't even talk about the car and the lagoon. I mean, we talked about it briefly, just that it happened. But that was, I thought, a monster thing that happened yesterday. But, man, this is it. International politics? China? Local party politics? No. We're talking about this because we need a break. You guys are the best. All right. Well, you guys have been awesome. Hey, before we get out of here, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please follow the page. That helps us so much. If you follow us, if you like the page, NMI News Service, please do that. If you're watching on YouTube, which we're broadcasting live on YouTube at the same time, please subscribe to us, NMI News 670. You can't miss it. It's got the same logo that we got on this. The story about this and the story about that car yesterday, we get this stuff sometimes, you know, we don't have like a radar that can see everything that's happening in Saipan, but you are our radar for that. So when you have a news tip, please let us know. Send us a message to the page, and so we can go and find that stuff and look into it and find out what the next steps are. You guys are the best. I know you can get your news everywhere, and you do, but thanks so much. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching this. I love this. Arlene says, I wonder what's the next big episode from Saipan to watch. First cow, then this fake death. Yeah, and the cow rolla that was in the water the other day. Everything's ended up in the Saipan Lagoon. What's next? Find out next week on Law and Order Micronesia. And instead of that chung chung, it should be two strums of the ukulele, right? Ring, ring. That's it. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys are the best. I know we got a lot of stuff that we'll end up talking about in the next few days. But if you see us going live later with this interview, check it out. So thanks for being here, guys. Have a great day. And who knows what's going to happen between now and tomorrow morning? Who knows? Keep sending us news tips. You guys are the best. We love you. Have a great day. I hope your Tuesday, by the way, today's Tuesday. You should go get some tacos. I hear they're great with these beverages called beer. It's too early for one now, but, you know, keep talking about this. Who knows? We might need to have some. Have a great day.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we got to discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with the civic views. It's always so much fun. Good morning, Mariana.